The other thing you can do with Quarto documents is put in equations. So let's go back to level 2 header now. Iron equation. And if you want to put an equation in, you would go to insert LaTeX math, and you can either an inline math equation is basically where you're writing an equation sort of within a line of text, whereas a display math equation is where it's kind of occupying its own paragraph. So let's do a display math one. So we get these kind of like these dollar signs, and basically between those dollar signs you can use LaTeX syntax for writing equations. You may have never encountered LaTeX syntax. That may not mean anything to you, and again we can't really get into it all now, but I do have a separate tutorial on writing equations in LaTeX, so have a look at that. But here's an example of a LaTeX equation. So let's say we could predict. So notice as I'm typing, it's kind of rendering the equation for me. So we're going to say happiness is predicted from. I'm just going to put in a parameter, an intercept. And then another parameter. Happiness is predicted from the amount of Iron Maiden you listen to. I mean, it is for me, at any rate. Let's put that there. So anyway, basically the message is LaTeX syntax, which looks like that. You're just going to have to sort of learn the syntax and how to use it. You put the LaTeX syntax in between the dollar signs, and this box is showing you how it will render. And then when you kind of click somewhere else, it puts the rendered equation in, or displays it for you, so you can see what it's going to look like. If you want to edit it, if you click on the equation, it will reopen the the dollar signs. So everything in the equation has to come between the dollar signs, basically. I think everything we've covered you can also do in the Markdown visual editor, which does basically look exactly the same as this. One thing that is unique to Quarto is you can put in what are they called? Callouts. You can put in callouts. So these are like pre-formatted kind of boxes. Or, well, let's have a look at what one is actually. So if you go insert and callout, there are different types of callouts. One is a note. You can do a tip, important, caution, and warning. So they have different colors, and these are supposed to be to display different things. So if you're writing, for example, if I'm writing a report for someone whose data analysis I have done, I will use these callouts to flag certain things, like caution in how we interpret this, or note I did this. So these are great, actually. They're super useful. So let's do a note, and I'm going to call this a fun fact. So this is a fun fact box, and my fun fact is that I met Iron Maiden when I was 13 years old. Okay, now let's render this. And our fun fact has appeared in an information box, or a note box, which is pretty cool, I think. We can edit the attributes again by clicking on the 3 dots. Let's say we change this to, I don't know, important. I mean, it's pretty important to me. So change that to important, click on render again, and it has now turned into a red box. Okay, the final thing, I think this is one of the coolest features, is how you deal with citations. So if you want to cite like a paper or something, you can do that. So for example, let's say I want to say here, I met Iron Maiden when I was 13 years old. There is a photo in my book, and let's say I want to cite that book. Then I would go to Insert Citation, and this opens up this window. And if you have Zotero, so I run Zotero, which is a reference manager software, it automatically links up with your Zotero library. But it does also allow you to grab references or citations from elsewhere. But I'm going to start off with something that I have in my Zotero library, and I can just search for it. So it's in my textbook. So field 2017. I'm just going to search field 2017. There it is. This is from my Zotero reference library. Select it. It's asking me whether I want to use it's by default it will use an in-text citation. So if you deselect that, you are going to get the citation in brackets. If you select an in-text citation, you're going to get like the names and then the date in brackets. So I want it in brackets, so I'm going to deselect that. You can also, so basically what happens is it creates a bibliography as a separate file, and that file can either be something called a bibtec file, a YAML file, or a JSON file. And basically I would use YAML. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you use, but YAML is a good option. So we insert that, and you can see now it's put in a little code. Let's add in a heading for our references, and let's render this document again just to see what that's done. So now it says down here, in our fun fact, it's added the citation, it's added a hyperlink to that citation, and within our reference section it's now cited it, which is pretty cool, I think. You can do other stuff as well, like up here we said, we use the Spotify package. Always good to cite your R packages, so we could do something with that. Insert citation, and if you look down here it says R package, and you can search for for the citation of any R package you have installed. So Spotify, there we go, it's found it. Click on that, and again I want the citation in brackets, so I'm not going to select use in text. And you can see here it's added a little kind of a code for that reference. Again, if we render that, first of all, notice our reference list now has an extra reference in it, and if we scroll back a bit, you can see it now says I got these data using Spotify package, and it's added the citation for it. Let's do another one. So let's go back to my fun fact. So there's a photo in my book, but there isn't a photo in let's find somewhere that doesn't have a photo of me meeting Iron Maiden. It shouldn't be that difficult. Again, go insert citation. You can search public databases like PubMed. If you happen to know the DOI of the article you want, you can paste a DOI to search for. But let's go to PubMed. I'm going to search for one of my PhD students' papers. So I'm going to put her surname in, hit the search button. Sure enough, it has found on PubMed her paper. So I'm going to select that. Now this time I do want to use an in-text citation. So I want it to say, the authors and then have the year in brackets. So I'm going to click on that, click insert. Now notice within the document, the little kind of anchor it's put in doesn't have square brackets around it, and that kind of makes the difference between whether it's in text or not. So if we render this document, you can imagine what's going to happen. Now our reference list has another reference in, and the text we added down here, you can see the citation has been added in with the names out of the brackets and the year in the brackets. So that is pretty awesome.